What do you need to crochet this hat? 2 balls of Drops Air Unicolor. This is the label, so you can calculate what you need if you use a different yarn. Crochet hooks, the US size is the G6, European size the 4mm, US size 7, European size 4.5mm, US size H8, European size the 5, US size the E9, European size the 5.5mm, US size the K10.5, European size the 7mm. Pair of scissors, stitch markers, needle, button, and a fake fur pom-pom. And just like with the cuddly shawl, it's important that if you work with different sizes of crochet hooks, you use them from one and the same set. We start with crochet hook H8, the 5mm crochet hook. And we're going to start with a magic ring, and in that magic ring we're going to crochet 6 single crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Put a stitch marker in the loop when you close the ring. If this goes too fast, I also have a video on my YouTube channel where I calmly explain how to crochet a magic ring. Row 2. We're now going to crochet 2 single crochets in each stitch. Use a stitch marker in the first stitch so you know where your row starts and ends. So 2 single crochets in each stitch. It's 2, next stitch 1, 2, next stitch 1, 2, next stitch, and so on. At the end of this row you have crocheted 12 single crochets. Row 3, now we crochet 2 single crochets in every second stitch. So in every second stitch 2 single crochets. First stitch 1, put the stitch marker back in the first stitch, and in the second stitch we're going to crochet 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2 in one stitch. Then again 1 single crochet, then in the second stitch again 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Next stitch 1, and in the second stitch 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Next stitch 1, and in the second stitch again 2 single crochets. And this is how you work the entire round. At the end of this row you have crocheted 18 single crochets. Row 4. Now we're going to crochet 2 single crochets in every third stitch. So this is the first stitch. Put the stitch marker back again. So this was 1. Next stitch also 1 single crochet, and in the third stitch 2 single crochets, 1 and 2 in one stitch. Then again 1. Next stitch also 1. Then again in the third stitch 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 1, 1, and in the third stitch 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Next stitch 1, second stitch 1, in the third stitch 2 single crochet. This is how you're going to work the entire round. At the end of this row you have crocheted 24 single crochet. Row 5. Now we're going to crochet 2 single crochets in the fourth stitch. So in every fourth stitch 2 single crochets. So this is 1. Put your stitch marker back. 2, 3. Now the fourth 2 single crochets. So 1 and another 1 in one stitch. Then again 1, 2, 3 and 4, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2 in one stitch. Then again 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth stitch 2 single crochets, 1 and 2 in one stitch. 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth again 2 single crochets. And this is how you're gonna work the entire row till the end. So in every fourth stitch 2 single crochets in one stitch. Then at the end of this row you have crocheted 30 single crochets. Row 6. Now we're going to crochet 2 single crochets in every fifth stitch. So this is 1. Put your stitch marker back. 2, 3, 4, and in the fifth 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2 in one stitch. Then again 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the fifth 2 single crochets. And so on. And then I'll see you at the end of row 6. Almost at the end of row 6. Last couple of stitches. 1, just crocheted 2, now 1, then 2, 3, 4, and in the 5th stitch 2 single crochet. Row 7. Now we are going to crochet 2 single crochets in the 6th stitch. So in the 6th stitch, stitch 2 single crochet. This is 1, put your stitch marker back, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the 6th 2 single crochets. This is how you're going to work the entire row of 7, and then I'll see you at the end of row 7. We're at the end of row 7. I'm in the last stitch, so in that stitch, in the 6th stitch, so 2 single crochets in 1 stitch again. So the last stitch, 2 single crochet. Now we have crocheted 42 single crochets. We're going further with row 8. In row 8 we're going to crochet 2 single crochets in every 7th stitch. So this is 1, put your stitch marker back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the 7th 2 single crochets, so 1 and 2 in 1 stitch. Then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the 7th again 2 single crochets, and so on till the end of the row, and then I'll see you again in row at the end of row 8. Last stitch of row 8, and that is 2 single crochet in the 7th stitch. In the last stitch 2 single crochet. Now we have crocheted 48 single crochet this row. The next row, row 9, we're going to crochet 2 single crochet in every 8th stitch. So in every 8th stitch 2 single crochet. This is 1, stitch marker back in the 1st stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in the 8th stitch 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. And again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in the 8th 2 single crochet. And I'll see you again at the end of this row, and at the end of this row you have crocheted 54 single crochet. We just crocheted row 9. Now we have crocheted 54 single crochets, and then we continue with row 10, and in row 10 we're going to crochet 2 single crochet in every 9th stitch. So in every 9th stitch 2 single crochet. This is 1, stitch marker back in the 1st stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in the 9th 2 single crochet, and so on, and then I'll see you at the end of row 10. So in every 9th stitch 2 single crochet. We just crocheted row 10. Now we have 60 single crochet all around. Row 11. In row 11 we're going to crochet in in every 10th stitch 2 single crochet. So in every 10th stitch 2 single crochet. This is 1, put the stitch marker back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in the 10th 2 single crochet, and so on. And then I'll see you again at the end of row 11. So in every stitch single crochet, and in every 10th stitch 2 single crochet. We just crocheted row 11. Now we have a 66 single crochet all around. And we're going further with row 12, and now we're going to crochet in every 11th stitch 2 single crochet. This is 1. Put your stitch marker back in the first stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and in the 11th stitch 2 single crochet. And this is how you're going to work the entire row. And then see you again at the end of row 12, and then you have crocheted 72 single crochet. So in every 11th stitch 2 single crochet this row. We just crocheted row 12. Now we have crocheted 72 single crochet all around. We're going further with row 13. In row 13 we're going to crochet in every 12th stitch 2 single crochet. So in every 12th stitch 2 single crochet. This is 1, stitch marker back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th, and in the 12th stitch 2 single crochet. At the end of this row you have crocheted 78 single crochet. So in every 12th stitch 2 single crochet, and then I see you again at the end of row 13. Just crocheted row 13. Now we have 78 single crochet all around. We're going further with row 14, and now in row 14 we're going to crochet in every 13th stitch 2 single crochet. This is 1, stitch marker back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and in the 13th stitch 2 single crochet. Then see you again at the end of this row. Then you have crocheted 84 single crochet. So in every 13th stitch 2 single crochet all around. We just crocheted row 14. Now we have 84 single crochet all around. Row 15, we're going to change crochet hook. We take the G6, and that is the 4mm crochet hook. Chain 1, We're going to crochet in the next stitch a cluster. So yarn over, through the stitch, pick up the yarn, crochet the first 2 loops, yarn over, through the stitch, pick up the yarn, crochet the first 2 loops, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, through the stitch, pick up the yarn, crochet the first 2 loops, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and crochet the remaining loops on your hook, chain 1, skip a stitch, and we're going to crochet another cluster. So skip a stitch, yarn over into the stitch, pick up the yarn, the first 2 loops, yarn over into the stitch, pick up the yarn, crochet the first 2 loops, yarn over into the stitch, pick up the yarn, crochet the first 2 loops, and then crochet the remaining 4 loops on your hook, chain 1, skip a stitch, and we're going to crochet a cluster again. Chain 1, skip a stitch, cluster. This is how you're going to work the entire row. So cluster, chain 1, skip a stitch, cluster, chain 1, skip a stitch. Then I see you at the end of row 15. And see you at the end of row 15. Almost at the end of row 15. Just one more cluster, skip a stitch, cluster. Chain 1, and we close this round with a slip stitch in the chain we started this round with. We continue with row 16. We change crochet hook again in a K10.5, 7mm crochet hook, chain 1. On the cluster from the previous round, we're going to crochet 3 double crochets. So 3 double crochets and 1 stitch on the first cluster. Chain 1, skip 2 stitches. This is 1 stitch and the cluster is 1 stitch. So between the third and the fourth cluster we're going to crochet 1 single crochet. Chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and we're going to crochet on the fourth cluster 3 double crochets. Chain 1, skip 2 stitches, one single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches. On the 7th cluster from the previous round we're going to crochet 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches. On the 10th cluster from the previous round we're going to crochet 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and on the 13th cluster from the previous round 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches. On the 16th cluster from the previous round 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and on the 19th cluster from the previous round we're going to crochet 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches. On the 22nd cluster from the previous round we're going to crochet 3 double crochet, 22nd cluster, 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2. The 25th cluster from the previous round we're going to crochet 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2, gonna crochet 3 double crochet on the 28th cluster, 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2, on the 31 cluster of the previous round we're going to crochet 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2, and then on the 34th cluster 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2, and on the 37th cluster we're going to crochet 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2, 1 single crochet, chain 1, skip 2, and on the 4th cluster 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip 2, 1 single crochet, chain 1, and we close this round with a slip stitch. And this was row 16. Row 17, chain 1, and then 1 single crochet in the middle of those 3 double crochets of the previous round. So in the middle of those 3, 1 single crochet, chain 1, then on the single crochet of the previous round 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet in 1 stitch. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet in the middle of those 3 again, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet on the single crochet of the previous round, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the middle, 1 single crochet in the middle, chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet on the single crochet, so in 1 stitch, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet. This is how you're going to work this entire row. Then see you at the end of row 17. Almost at the end of row 17. Just crocheted the single crochet, chain 1, now a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet on the single crochet of the previous round, so in 1 stitch, chain 1, and we close this row with a slip stitch. And this was row 17. Row 18, we change crochet hook again. We'll take now the H8, it's the 5mm crochet hook, chain 1. This entire round we're going to crochet in every stitch a half double crochet, so a half double crochet on the single crochet of the previous round, a half double crochet in the chain space, half double crochet on the double crochet, half double crochet in the chain space between the 2 double crochets, half double crochet on the double crochet, half double crochet in the chain space, half double crochet on the single crochet, half double crochet in the chain space, half double crochet on the double crochet, and so on. And this is how you're going to work the entire row. So in every stitch a half double crochet, and then I'll see you at the end of this row. Row 18. Almost at the end of row 18. Half double crochet on the double crochet, half double crochet in the chain space between the 2 double crochets, half double crochet on the double crochet, half double crochet in the chain space, and we close this round with a slip stitch. So at the end of this row, row 18, we have crocheted 84 half double crochets. So 84 half double crochets. 19, we change crochet hook again. We take the US sizes to 7, European sizes to 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. Chain 1. This round we're going to crochet front post and back post double crochets. So now we're going to crochet 3 front posts, and we're going to crochet around the post of the stitch. So not a regular stitch like we always do, but the post. So 3 front posts. This is 1. We insert the crochet hook in the front around that post. This is 1. This is 2. And 3. So now we crochet 3 front posts. 3 front posts double crochet. Now 3 back posts. So we insert at the back around the post of that stitch, and we're going to crochet a double crochet. That's 1. 2. And 3. So we just crocheted 3 front posts and 3 back posts double crochet. Now 3 front posts again. This is how you're going to work this entire row. 3 front posts, 3 back posts, 3 front posts, 3 back posts, 3 front posts, and 3 back posts. We just crocheted 3 front posts. With the front post you insert on the front side in your work, and with the back post you insert your crochet hook in the back of your work. So now we're going to crochet 3 back posts again. And this is how you're going to work this entire row, and then I'll see you at the end of row 19. So 3 front posts, 3 back posts, 3 front posts, 3 back posts till the end of this row, and then I'll see you at the end of row 19. Almost at the end of row 19, just crocheted 3 front posts double crochets, and now we're going to crochet the last 3 back post double crochets of this row. And we end this row with a slip stitch. That was row 19, and we're going further with row 20. Row 20, chain 1, and we're going to crochet 3 back posts. So insert on the back side around the post of that stitch, and we're going to crochet a double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to crochet 3 front posts. And we insert on the front side of your work around the post. We're going to crochet a double crochet 3 times. So 3 front posts. So now we crocheted 3 back posts and 3 front posts. 3 back posts again. Three front posts again. This is how you're going to work this entire row. Three back posts. Three front posts, and then again 3 back posts and 3 front posts, and so on. And then I'll see you again at the end of row 20. We're at the end of row 20. I just crocheted 3 back posts. Now the last 3 front posts. And then we end this row also with a slip stitch. And we're going further with row 21. Row 21, we change crochet hook again. Now we take the G6 again. It's the 4mm crochet hook. Chain 1. We're going to crochet exactly the same row that we crocheted before with the clusters. So in the first stitch a cluster, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, then again 1 cluster. Chain 1, skip a stitch, 1 cluster. This is how you're going to work this entire row, and then see you at the end of this row. Almost at the end of row 21. One more cluster. Chain 1. And we end this row with a slip stitch. And we'll go further with row 22. Row 22, we change crochet hook again. The E9 is the US size and the 5.5mm is the European size. Chain 1. In the next stitch, it's the first cluster, we're going to crochet 3 double crochet. So 3 double crochets on the first cluster. Chain 1, skip 2 stitches, then a double crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 3 double crochets on the fourth cluster, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, we're going to crochet a double crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and then 3 double crochets on the 7th cluster, this is how you're going to work this entire row, and then I see at the end of row 22. Almost at the end of row 22, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and we end this row with the slip stitch. And this was row 22. We're going further with row 23. Row 23, chain 1, and we're going to crochet a double crochet on the middle of those 3 double crochets from the previous round. So 1 double crochet, chain 1, now 3 double crochets on the double crochet of the previous round, chain 1, a double crochet in the middle, those 3 from the previous round, chain 1, 3 double crochets on the double crochets of the previous round. And this is how you're going to work this entire row. And then I see you at the end of row 23. Almost at the end of row 23. Just made a chain. So now we're going to crochet 3 double crochets on the double crochet from the previous round. Chain 1, and we end this row with a slip stitch. And this was row 23. Going further with row 24. Row 24, we change crochet hooks again. Now we take the H8. It's the 5mm crochet hook. And this will be another round with half double crochets. So on each stitch a half double crochet. So a half double crochet on the double crochet, half double crochet in the chain space, half double crochet on the 3 half double crochets from the previous round. So in every stitch a half double crochet. Half double crochet in the chain space, half double crochet on the double crochet, half double crochet in the chain space. And then I'll see you again at the end of row 24. So in every stitch a half double crochet. At the end of row 24, the last couple of half double crochets. So 3 half double crochets on each double crochet of the previous round. Half double crochet in the chain space, and we end this row with a slip stitch. And this was row 24. Now we continue crocheting the head border. The border of the head chain, we're going to crochet a chain of 26 stitches, so chain 26. And we'll see you again when we have crocheted a chain of 26. We have now crocheted a chain of 26. The 26th stitch is a turning chain. Now we're going to crochet a single crochet in each stitch, starting from the 2nd stitch from the hook. So in every stitch a single crochet, and at the end of this row you have 25 single crochet. And then I will see you again when we have crocheted those 25 single crochet. We just crocheted 25 single crochets. And we close this round with a single crochet in the edge of the hat. And the next row we start with a single crochet in the edge of the hat. I put a stitch marker in the next stitch so that you can easily find the stitch at the end of the next row. So the row back, you end the row again in the edge of the hat, and so you can find it easily because there is a stitch marker in it. So now we have crocheted 2 single crochet in the edge of the hat, one to close the row and one to start the row. Turn your work, skip 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to crochet a single crochet in the back of the loop of each stitch. So a single crochet in the back loop of each stitch. 24 single crochets, the 25th stitch, we're gonna crochet the entire stitch a single crochet. So 24 single crochets in the back loop of each stitch. And then I see you again at the end of those 24 single crochets. Just crocheted 24 single crochets in the back loop of each stitch. The 25th stitch is the last stitch of this row, and we're going to crochet 1 single crochet in that stitch. So the whole stitch, 1 single crochet. Turning chain, we turn our work. In the first stitch 1 single crochet, and the next 24 stitches a single crochet in the back loop again. So 24 single crochets in the back loop of each stitch. And then I'll see you again at the end of this row. So 24 single crochets in the back loop of each stitch, and I'll see you at the end of this row. We just crocheted 1 single crochet in the first stitch, and in the next 24 stitches we have crocheted a single crochet in the back loop. Now we close this row with a single crochet in the edge of the hat. And to start the next row we're also going to crochet a single crochet in the edge of the hat, the stitch next to it. We put the stitch marker back in the stitch next to it. So turn your work, skip the first 2 stitches, and then again 24 single crochets in the back loop all the way up. So 24 single crochets in the back loop again. And then I'll see you again at the end of those 24 single crochets in the back loop. Just crocheted 24 single crochets in the back loop. 25th stitch is just a normal single crochet. Turning chain, and we turn our work. First stitch a single crochet, and then again 24 single crochets in the back loop. Then I see you again at the end of this row. So 24 single crochets in the back loop of the stitch. Almost at the end of this row, we close the row with a single crochet in the edge of the hat. And the next row we also start with a single crochet in the edge of the hat. Just like we did before. Turn your work. Skip 2 stitches. And then in 24 single crochets in the back loop of each stitch. And repeat these rows all along until you have crocheted the border all the way around the hat. So 24 single crochets in the back loop up. The 25th is a single crochet, turning chain, 1 single crochet again, and then 24 single crochets in the back loop back again. And you close that round again with a single crochet in the edge of the hat. Then you start a next row again with a single crochet in the edge of the hat, skip 2, and then again 24 single crochets in the back loop all the way up. 25th is a single crochet, turning chain, single crochet, 24 single crochets in the back loop, etc, etc, and so all the way around your hat. And then I see you again at the end of your border. We're almost completely done. The last 2 rows. I close this round again with a single crochet in the edge of the hat. And next row I start with a single crochet in the edge of the hat. Turn your work, skip 2 stitches, then 24 single crochets in the back loop of each stitch again. And then I'll see you again at the end of this row when we have crocheted 24 single crochets in the back loop. Almost there. 25th stitch is also a complete single crochet, just like we did the rows before. Turning chain. Now we're going to crochet the borders together. So the 2 ends of the border, we're going to crochet them together with single crochets. Take the opposite stitches from both sides and crochet them together with a single crochet. First stitch one side, and the first stitch of the other side of the border. We crochet them together with a single crochet. We're going to do that with the next stitch also. The second stitch and the second stitch from the opposite side. And crochet them together with a single crochet. This is how you're going to work to the edge of the hat with single crochets. So on every stitch from both sides, crochet them together with single crochets. 25 single crochets each in total. And then I'll see you again when we're at the end. Then the hat is finished. Almost finished. Last stitch. Yeah. We will wave the ends into the work later. This is the part where you crocheted both sides of the border together. Well, that's almost impossible to see, so it's nicely crocheted together in this way. So pompon on the head, and the hat is ready to be worn. Just wave in the loose ends of the border. I leave the thread in the middle of the hat because I'm sewing a button there for the pom-pom. Pom-pom is fake fur. Sew the button on the inside of the hat. Now we're going to attach the pom-pom. With the band that is attached to the pom-pom, you can secure it to the button of your hat. Pull it through. Put the band around the button. So you can put a label on it, and the cuddly hat is ready and can be worn together with the cuddly shawl. So have fun wearing it.